The Witches. The Witches are only on stage for 4 scenes, 3 if you discount the scene with Hecate, which all productions do. Yet, their impact on the plot and the play's themes cannot be overstated. Put another way, no witches, no story. Overall, the witches are not interesting as personalities on their own right. There is nothing which distinguishes one from the other. Their importance lies in what they symbolize and what they say. As agents of evil, they are a warning about what happens if we succumb and start to indulge our inner temptations and wicked thoughts. Their predictions in Act 1, Scene 3 hang over and provide the drive for the action of the first 3 acts, as they successfully tempt Macbeth, and indirectly Lady Macbeth, to murder Duncan and to fear his former trusted friend Banquo, which leads to Banquo's death. With their second set of prophecies concerning Macduff and Macbeth's seeming invincibility, they pave the way for Macbeth's fall through his hubris. The witches are also the clearest symbol of the supernatural in the play. Their entrance in the very first scene establishes 1. The dark mood that will settle over the action, 2. The type of tragedy we are about to witness as some kind of eerie horror, and 3. The central significance of the idea of the supernatural where nothing is what it seems. Brilliantly, Shakespeare manages this in a little over a dozen lines. Shakespeare uses the audience's fear of and simultaneous fascination with witches to fashion an enticing opening that will hook those present. Starting with an ominous pair of effects, he creates a disturbing atmosphere which is underscored by the appearance of the strange women who, for the 17th century audience, are obviously witches. They meet in a deserted place, away from prying eyes, talk of chaos, and seem to either predict or control the weather, particularly if it's bad. Moreover, they can talk to animals, a cat and a toad in this case, and are able to fly. Their language is strange and contradictory, reflecting a deceitful nature whilst also expressing their worldview. Put simply, to be evil is much better than to be good. These are supernatural beings who desire to spread mischief and upset, to turn the world upside down, to subvert what is right and natural with what is wrong and unnatural. Clearly, they are not to be trusted or listened to. Yet, this, of course, is exactly what Macbeth does. He overlooks their obvious connection with evil, blinded by the prospect of achieving his ambition of becoming king. Lady Macbeth is the same too, and it's significant that in calling on the spirits to unsex her and give her the courage to go through with the plot to murder Duncan, her language is distinctly witch-like. As is Macbeth's, as he anticipates the murder of Banquo. The witches are unable to kill people directly, but it's clear that their influence is enough to corrupt the Macbeths into doing their dirty work for them. Certainly, Macbeth is so far under the witch's spell, possibly literally, that after the disastrous banquet where he thinks he sees Banquo's ghost, he turns not to his wife, who up to this point has been his confidant, but to the witches to discover his fate. As before, the witches lie by deliberately misrepresenting the truth, and, as before, they do so by manipulating Macbeth's weaknesses. This time, it is his arrogance and pride, by making him think he is invincible. Macbeth is a horror story. It is concerned with the terrible consequences of what happens when the natural order breaks down and stability and security are shattered by lies and deception. Tyranny and evil is the result, exactly the kind of hurly-burly the witches spoke about in the very first scene. In a play where people are killed and betrayed, knowing who to trust becomes increasingly difficult, threatening to break down society. The witches seem to be truthful. After all their claims do come true, from a certain point of view, but their predictions cannot be taken at face value. Banquo realizes this, pointedly reminding Macbeth of this obvious truth early on. Belatedly, Macbeth understands the paradox that the witches entrap people by giving them truths they want to believe. This ties the supernatural with the other key theme of appearance and reality. The witches use appearance to mask reality in a similar way that Lady Macbeth advises her husband when she tells him to look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. Only by banding together and working as one unit can the Scottish nobility overthrow Macbeth and restore the rightful order and defeat the witches' intent. But do the witches really lose? Duncan, Banquo, and the Macduff family remain dead. Macbeth, who held so much heroic promise at the start, is still reduced to a treacherous villain. Ambition continues to destroy him and his wife. The witches, however, still remain unpunished and alive, ready for their next victim.